I was on that broadband programme for the council, which was about doing the business support, business development, and naturally, because that was one about using IT and technology and cloud, came to the IT and technology and cloud company within the area and see if you could help out and assist. And that was my first, I guess, real introduction to you guys. And then I remember Joanne just coming up to me one day while we was at, I think it was one of the events that we did, and just happened to mention that there was a role coming up, but it was something I'd be interested in having a quick look at. I guess the rest is history.
I didn't get my qualifications I should have done to stay on and do A-levels, obviously messing about. I'm more interested in boys than anything else. I went to a recruitment agency to get on their books to go and get myself a job. I didn't want to work for my mum. The recruitment agency actually offered me a job to work there. I was on £50 on the YTS scheme and I used to spend £25 a week travelling, and then Mum said, we need receptionists because they've just started HBP. Mum said, did you want to come work with us? And you don't have any travel costs. So I was like, okay. So that's how I ended up. There was no burning desire, I'm afraid.
I had an interview with David for about 20 minutes and then he left the room and he came back in with definitely you and Tony. I think Richard Wellham, who was a director at the time as well, was not there. So I came back for a second interview with Will. It was introduced as when you walked in the room and said, oh, this is the person that's going to sort out all of our marketing. So this was before the interview was over, pretty much before the interview had started. So yeah, that was the first side, and then I remember on my first day I called in sick.
Did you?
Yeah.
How are you still here?
Really ill. I was really, really ill. And I remember thinking, God, this looks awful.
So I was previously working for an IT company in Grimsby, which wasn't really going anywhere, and I'd only been there a short time. Saw an advert printed in the newspaper for this job and applied. Got an interview and joined in March '94, and the job role was for marketing stroke sort of telesales person.
Around 22 years ago, it was January time, so I remember joining just after Christmas. Previously I worked for a large IT distribution company out at Worksop and applied for the role as a field service engineer. Coming to HBP was a different type of business. It was a very focused, very intense, lots of moving parts, lots of things going on. Previously I'd only dealt with sort of hardware and it was phone calls from end users, and this was dealing with businesses. And I vividly remember my first job was to go to HBP's largest customer, which at the time was Anglian Chemicals in Grimsby. And it was to do some proactive maintenance, to clean down some equipment. And the first job I had to do was service a UPS. I'd never even come across a UPS before in my life, so after a bit of chatting to other people, because Google didn't really exist at the time, got on and cracked on with it.